Hi, I'm Lexi, and I'm 16 years old, and I have cystic fibrosis.
So what is cystic fibrosis, Lexi?
Well, cystic fibrosis is a genetic disease that where the defective gene causes the mucus cells to become sticky and thick. These cells primarily line the respiratory and digestive systems of mine or anyone's body.
Okay, awesome.
And I was diagnosed at birth.
Okay. So, Lexi, what are some of the symptoms of cystic fibrosis? What are things that make you different?
Well, with a lot of physical exertion and exercise, a lot of times will cause me to be short of breath, where it's harder to breathe, so I'll have to stop and take deep breaths and stuff. And then during the allergy season, my nose gets extremely bad, and I get polyps, and so, yeah.
How many times have you had surgery on your sinuses, Lexi?
3 times.
Okay.
3 sinus surgeries in the last year and a half.
Yes. Yeah, that's been bad. Okay, what about your lungs? What happens when your lungs get sick?
Well, what happens is I end up having to go into the hospital normally, and they put a PICC line that it's like a little tube that runs from here all the way to my lungs, and it puts antibiotics and steroids into there to kind of kill off the bacteria that's been forming.
And the steroids cause the swelling to go down, the irritation?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Lex, what do you do to keep yourself? Well, first of all, is there a cure for cystic fibrosis?
Currently, there is not a complete cure that will just completely demolish the bacteria and the gene that's in there. But they are working on a pill that kind of helps with it. But, yeah.
So what do you do to stay healthy?
Well, for my digestive part, I take these pills, and they're fairly large. I take 5 of them per meal. And they help to break down the food. They break down my food and the fatty acids and help my body to absorb the nutrients that would normally just run through me because my digestive tract doesn't work like other people's. And then also I do therapies twice a day, where I put on a vest, and it pumps air into me, and then it shakes me, and that helps to loosen up the mucus in my lungs, and so I can either cough it up and out or cough it up and swallow it back down. And then while I'm doing that therapy, I breathe in this thing. And this puts antibiotics into my body while they're open, so that they can kind of attempt to subdue / kill the bacteria.
So one medication opens the airways.
Yeah. And the other one causes swelling to go down, right?
Yeah. Exactly. So what about meds? What kind of meds do you take?
Well, besides the enzymes, I take during the day one of these and one of these. And they contain normal vitamins like any person would take. And then I also take Vfend. And Vfend is a antifungal. It kills the fungus Aspergillus, which unfortunately I'm allergic to. That happens to be in my lungs also. And so that kind of kills it and causes the swelling to kind of go down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And otherwise, vitamins and yeah.
So what makes it hard to have cystic fibrosis?
Well, just knowing that you're different from other people is definitely really hard, because people will come, I'll tell them, oh, I have a disease, and they'll be like, wait, you do? I couldn't even tell. And I was like, because you want to seem so, like, the same as other people, so you just do everything the same, and sometimes you'll forget, like, to take my pills, and then I'll get a stomachache afterwards. But because I just want to, I guess, be normal.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird having something different that, yeah.
Right. So what about, what's it like to know that you have a disease that you could get sick and die very young? How does that emotionally affect you?
It's very scary to think that there's a possibility that I don't have as long to live as others. And it does scare me, so I try not to think about that. But there's also, there's nothing I can do about it. It's all up to my body and up to God. I mean, yeah.
Cool. And what do you dream and hope to be for the future? Even though you have cystic fibrosis, do you still have dreams?
Well, I still would like, obviously, to get married and to have kids and stuff. And, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that's completely possible because I know of people. And I also, I have, like, a strong passion for animals. I don't know, like, injured ones. Like, I don't know. I just have a passion for animals. And so I want to be either a veterinarian or run a humane society. So
awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
And so do you think you can do that even though you have cystic fibrosis?
I think that I definitely can do it. I mean, there's obviously things that I probably won't be able to do, but if I take care of myself now as a teenager, then when I get older, all the things that I wanted to do will be much easier because I will be healthy.
Cool. Thanks for sharing.